guys, and welcome to spend Christmas Eve with me. So this is me starting the day off early with the turkey. And this was a beautiful piece of meat, especially when cooked. So we get butterfly turkey breasts wrapped in bacon. I don't do a lot to this. As you can see, it's going in. So then I move straight onto the ham. Now this was absolutely beautiful. Nice piece of meat. I mean, once this was cooked, I had 4 bags of it sliced and put into the freezer, and there was still enough for everybody for Boxing Day, and there was still some left over as well. So yeah, this was a good piece of meat. Destroying me cooker look. I'm laughing, but I hate when I do that. It scratches me cooker up. So some bay leaves. You can put whatever you like in here. Some people cook it in Coca-Cola, and that's quite nice. Just put some peppercorns in. The pretty basic stuff really for boiling, and this was boiling for a good couple of hours. And because it's so big, I had to keep rotating it every half an hour to make sure that all sides were cooked evenly. But yeah, this was a nice piece of ham. Well worth the money. So I'm going to bring it up to the boil and then simmer for a couple of hours. Trying to clean up, but it's pointless on this day, trust me. So turkey was cooked and it was fetched out. That pastry, I'm already having flashbacks now just from looking at that bit of pastry that was at the side. So the bacon that's on top of here will be removed and it will be added to the stuffing. Well, I would say 75% made it into the stuffing. Just use regular boxed. Use 2 of these. They really do absorb some water, these. Got enough to do Christmas Eve that I do not need the extra job of making stuffing, the actual stuffing base from scratch. Can't be bothered. So mix it in with all the water, make sure everything's combined. Make sure that this is completely cool before you add anything else into it, meat wise. Oh, it looks like Steve's took it out. The battle I had. I bought some pastry sheets to make pig's ears for dinner, and there was all perfectly sized squares, all individual, and there was 10 sheets. I thought, brilliant, that's going to save me loads of time. Yeah, well, it didn't. Oh, it was like battle royale in my kitchen. They was all stuck together. There was absolutely no way. So I had to cut them and just roll them out. So I can't say I was overly impressed. I was hoping it wasn't the start of things to come. This is probably me here telling Steve about it now. So what you do is you get your pastry, You add some bacon in. This is just what we have as a quick lunch on Christmas Eve. You can add sausage meat into this as well, but adapt your cooking time because it is going to be raw, remember. Load on that cheese. You can't see because my fat hand's in the way, but yeah, you can see now. You want to load up that cheese on it. So I'm going to cut some more off because really I wanted squares, as you can see, but I didn't get squares, did I? I will not be buying that again because it doesn't defrost well. So yeah. So what you're going to do is up one corner to the opposite corner. And I forgot to get my water, look. That was how things went with these pig's ears. I tell you, I was glad when they was done. Stick my hand in it. At this point, I was done with it. Oh dear. And pinch the ends. That way, your cheese doesn't seep out. Yeah, I was not a happy bunny. I was not impressed at all. I was so looking forward to using them squares. I really was. That's all I can say. So that's what they're like when they're done with the cheese in there and the bacon. And that's typically what we eat for lunch on Christmas Eve. So out comes the ham. Eventually out comes the ham. And it'll go into the same dish that the same pan that I roasted the turkey in. It doesn't make it taste like turkey. It's just, why would I bother to use another pan? It's just a waste. It's bad enough that I'm using that tin, to be perfectly honest. But whatever. So that's the ham out. Here I am doing some more of those pig's ears. Regardless of the fact that the pastry was a pain in the bum this day, they turned out absolutely lovely to eat. Really did enjoy these. We don't have them any other day of the year, to be perfectly honest. What am I doing here? I don't know whether I'm doing pig's ears or sausage rolls now, actually. You'll find out in a minute. At the same time as me. Sausage rolls! So, this is just the way that I do it. Slap it on in. Spread it out so it's even. So I do some with cheese in and I do some regular ones. Everyone in the house likes both. Fold it over. So these ones are the regular ones. Cannot beat this sausage meat. You really can't. It's amazing. Perfectly spiced. I'm looking for something. I knew I was looking for something. So, tidy it up. Make the edges all straight. So I hope everybody had a lovely Christmas. Spent it with family. I know there's some out there that didn't really celebrate Christmas, and there's some that were poorly. I know one of my subscribers Lost a mother not too long ago, so my heart goes out to her, bless her. So yeah, we've all had a different Christmas, I think. So with this, just squish the edges down with a fork and then go across the top. This not just makes it look nice, but it also helps to cook the sausage inside. Taking off that excess pastry. Although that excess pastry doesn't bother my Steve, he loves buff pastry. Yeah, so so a bit of backstory to the Christmas Eve. So the week of Christmas, while my kids were at club, I gutted their room like a lot of people do, I suppose. And I know I've got a trapped nerve again in my lower spine, and it's affected my legs again, which is a big issue. So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, honestly it was horrendous pain-wise. But I plodded on, you know. I don't want to be a nuisance to the family, even though they would never say that I was. I don't want to be a nuisance to the family. I want to be able to do these things for my family, even though I have got issues with my back and that. But my legs still swollen. Still swollen. And it's the 28th today, the day I'm doing the voiceover for the video that goes up today, this one. And they're still swollen. I'm still in pain. I took extra tablets and everything. I didn't record Boxing Day, guys. I just couldn't do it. I know I was already doing the buffet for Boxing Day, but you've got to remember, I have to move the camera every time I do something, and it just had so much more time to me standing up. I couldn't do it, so I'm sorry about that. But I did get the Christmas Eve, and I will get New Year's Day. I got the whole of Christmas Eve. But yeah. So I had already re-hurt myself before Christmas got started. So in that glaze was just honey, brown sugar and some mustard powder. And then we put it in basted it, put it in for 20 minutes, took it out, basted it again, another 20 minutes, and it was done, that ham. So I'm going to take this off. The stuffing's cooled down. And I'm taking off the bacon off the turkey. Look at that, look. Can't even get it in a bit of... Oh my word. Oh dear. One piece of advice I would give anyone who's cutting large joints: allow them to go cold. See, I cooked mine Christmas Eve, but it's not until the evening that they're cut. And I just put the sliced turkey into the gravy to make sure it's piping hot and that it's still tender on Christmas Day. And I take it out of the gravy and serve it. I'm debating whether to chuck it in my stuffing or in my mouth. It's not the skin I'm chucking in underneath here, guys. It's the bacon. You can see the skin underneath, look. And I'll pull that off once I've removed the bacon. So they do leave the turkey skin on as well. That helps protect it while it's cooking. And it's the only time of year really that I add the bacon into my stuffing. I've got 2 packs of stuffing, then I've got this bacon, then I've got 2 packs of the Bramley apple pork sausages, and they're going to go in there as well, so that's a total of 12 sausages. I did have leftovers, but they're so nice, just warmed up and eaten on a plate. It did not all get eaten on Christmas Day. Or all the pigs in blankets. Again, I like them reheated just fine. Nothing gets wasted. I don't know if other people use their turkey for this, do they? And if you don't, why not? Flavour. It's so crispy. Look at her look! She's so desperate to get it, is she not? Just beautiful, bless her. And she's old, she's 10, nearly 11. She's my little baby. She sleeps with me every single night, bless her. She has done for the last 3, nearly 4 years. Never leaves me alone, especially when there's food about. She's ate so much over Christmas, bless her, that when it come to actual meal times, she was having bits while it was being cooked. Come to meal time and she's usually at the table waiting. She just looked up as if to say, not a chance. And she wasn't bothered. She wasn't really bothered. Because she ate all the offcuts and the skin and that from the turkey and that, you see. And she's only a little dog. Yeah. And normally she sleeps all day, especially when the kids are at school. She loves to lay on Amy's bed because they've got bunk beds. So, because the kids have been home, obviously, she doesn't get, like anybody else that's got kids, the dog doesn't get much sleep either. So she was worn out. Absolutely worn out. Staying awake. She's so cute. So, I'm going to make these into very large stuffing bowls. I put this into the oven at the same time I put my roast potatoes in to make sure that this is cooked through, because it has so much meat in it. And you're not mixing this with a spoon, guys. That is the only way to really mix this. Not my favourite job, but somebody's got to do it. Mix it really well, and then make as much stuffing balls as you need. Slap it all into a dish if you want to. You don't have to make stuffing balls. Picking it off my hands, even though I know my hands have got to go back in. People who don't make Christmas dinner themselves, I don't think they realise how much prep does go into it. It is so exhausting, but it's worth it. There's the dog again, look. She's took one of her biscuits. She's funny. Now, if it's not the dog in there, it's Steve. He's not on all fours, but he is in there quite often. So we had a really great Christmas. Kids were very happy. Still fought like cats and dogs. I don't think anything's going to change that, especially with my two. But yes, they were very happy with everything they got. My Caitlin loves Boxing Day, you know, it's a buffet. Oh, because she can make a pig of herself, basically. And that's what she did. She says, oh, can I go back again? I said, do what you like. It's the one day of the year I let you do it. And she come back and she really struggled with that second plate. I think because she was allowed to go back, that's why she went back. I knew she'd struggle. But whatever, it teaches them, doesn't it? Your eyes are bigger than your belly. Actually, I don't think it taught her anything, to be perfectly honest. So that was my stuffing balls all ready to go. So obviously this was the night the day before Christmas, so they got wrapped and went in the fridge. Now, these are pigs in blankets. These are pigs in blankets. Not them little cocktail sausages. We did have these left over as well. And again, warmed up. Lovely. So, I do separate some out because for breakfast on Christmas morning, we have these inside of an English muffin. And we have done for a few years now, so it's sort of become like a Christmas morning tradition. So some are for breakfast and some are for dinner. And again, no, we don't do this any other time of year. Just at Crimbo. You'll see a giant one in here. It's two links in one. That's the one I put on me on my father-in-law's plate. A gigantic pigs in blanket. He was defeated Christmas Day, I'll have you know. He just couldn't manage all of it. So I filled that tray and then separated some out for breakfast. So this is after I've cooked everything in the day, prepared everything in the day. The kids have had the Christmas Eve boxes. And I think it's something like, I don't know, 9 o'clock or something at night. And I'm just doing all the vegetable prep. So I don't know about anybody else, but my Caitlin is poorly again. She was poorly when she finished school, really. Bad chest again. So I could only get hold of the doctors today. It's the first day that they've been opened. So she's on another round of antibiotics for her chest. I tell you, these coughing bugs, it's not COVID, we did test her. These coughing bugs are really going round and they're quite vicious at the minute. So, yeah, she's one. Amy's got a cough, but it's not nearly as bad as Caitlin's. Caitlin's asthmatic, so she does tend to end up with more chest problems, bless her. That was my tender stem. I'm just going to do some sweetheart cabbage. I didn't do a massive amount of vegetables and stuff because once everyone's got their pigs in blankets and their stuffing bowls and their meat, roast potatoes, and there was a cauliflower cheese as well. They're not that bothered about the rest of the veg, so I only did half of it. And by this point I really had enough. But one of the last jobs. I'm so pleased it was done though. The problem I had was I couldn't take my prawns and that out the night before like you usually do for Christmas. Because I couldn't defrost them in the fridge because I couldn't even get an ant in the fridge, and never mind me prawns. It was just absolutely rampacked. So I had to defrost them Christmas morning and peel them, and yeah, I just wish I could have got that done, but never mind. It was beautiful anyway. So there was, what was there? Tender stem, cabbage, carrots, parsnips. The sprouts I cooked for about 5 minutes in the microwave in that jug, and then put them into a pan with some bacon and fried them off. Roast potatoes, mashed potatoes. There was cauliflower cheese, for the gross people that like cauliflower cheese, and that had mushroom and bacon in it. And Yorkshire puddings, pigs in blankets, stuffing balls, everything that usually goes on the plate at Christmas. So yeah, I didn't go particularly mad with the vegetables, to be perfectly honest. Don't mind my old jugs, I've got loads of these old jugs. So Friday's video will be day in the life. So we will start that off this Friday, and every Friday will be a day in the life, and it will include a new recipe. Because before it was the recipe only on a Friday, but we'll include a day in the life of my kitchen sort of thing. So that'll start Friday. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. We don't need any more shopping until next week, so next week will be when another haul goes up. I think enough hauls have gone up the last 12 days. So that was that. And that was my Christmas dinner with everything on it. Don't tell me that doesn't look really good. There was no Christmas pudding. Didn't get delivered, so I didn't buy one. Made do with what we had. And we had prawn cocktail for starter. And the choices of puddings were chocolate orange bundt cake, and it was a strawberry gâteau. So thank you for joining me for Christmas Eve. Hope you guys had a great day on Christmas Day, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.